Hello, everybody out there in YouTube land. Welcome to Diego Knows. I am Diego, and today we're going to talk some more about Sex and the City. That's right, that wonderful show from the late 90s, early 2000s. I'm Diego. I've watched every single episode of Sex and the City, so I know what I'm talking about. I watched both movies, and I watched that piece of shit show, and just like crap, do not watch it. It sucks. I fucking hated it. But I did review it. If you want to watch my reviews, they're on this channel. No, we're going to talk about the good show, Sex and the City. Now, where we are right now on my reviews here is season 6, the last season, episode 16. This is part 2. Okay, I already reviewed the first half of this episode in my last video. This is the second half of the episode, okay? I'm going to review it here. Now, for those of you who have never been here before, what I do here is I give you a straight man's point of view. That's the point of view you never got when you watched the show. I know a lot of you ladies out there, you watched it with your girlfriends and your gay friends, okay? Well, I'm neither one of those things. I'm going to tell you the fucking truth, okay? This show is fucking lollipop land. It's not realistic at all, okay? Now, it doesn't mean I didn't like the show. I love the show, okay? But I did not like the way they portray the straight guys, the supposed straight guys on the show. They always got that wrong. It bothered me a lot. It bothered me when I originally watched the show when it first came out 20-something years ago, and it bothers me today, okay? So that's why I got this YouTube channel, okay? I'm going to separate the fact from the fiction. I'm going to pull you out of fucking lollipop land and put you back in the real world, okay? I do not censor myself here. If you're a snowflake, okay, if you're easily offended, okay, if you're easily triggered, get the fuck out of here right now. I will not censor myself for you, okay? I'm here to give you the honest man's, straight man's point of view, whether you like it or not, straight up baby with no fucking lube. The real question is, can you handle it? Can you handle it? I don't think you can. I don't think you can. Honestly, I don't. Okay, so I'm going to tell you what your boyfriend didn't tell you, what he was too afraid to tell you, what your husband is too afraid to tell you, and what your dad didn't tell you. I'm going to tell you. Oh, he told your brother. He didn't tell you. Okay, I'm going to fucking tell you that right here. That's what I do here on this channel. Okay, straight up, baby, no lube, all right? The real, like I said, can you handle it? I don't think you can, but we'll see, all right? Okay, so here we go. Okay, like I said, we are in season 6, episode 16. The name of this episode is called Out of the Frying Pan. Out of the Frying Pan, okay? So where we are to get caught up here, where we left off, Samantha has cancer. Okay, obviously she's going through chemotherapy. She had one of her chemotherapy sessions earlier this episode. They're all eating, her girlfriends visited her. They're all eating lollipops together, making jokes, whatever. Okay, Samantha was giving head yeah, I know. She was giving head to to Smith Jared, her boy toy, not her boyfriend, her boy toy. Okay, she was giving him head, and while he had his hand on her hair, he accidentally pulled out some of her hair. Okay, because like, she's going through chemo, so her hair is falling out. Okay, so that made him lose his heart on. So she got mad at him. So she ran in the shower. Blah blah blah. Okay. Meanwhile, Charlotte got a call from her doctor. Her eggs did not. They were not viable again. Her and her husband Harry have been trying to have a kid. They're having no luck. Her last husband, they didn't have any luck either. Okay, and she's been trying to have a kid for a while now. Okay, she's starting to give up on the idea, and it's making her feel really bad. Harry's already decided to look into adoption. Maybe they should be adopting some Asian babies. Oh, sorry, we're not there yet. But maybe they should be adopting just as a backup plan. You know, and Charlotte doesn't want to hear any of that shit, so she decides she's going to go out and avoid it and just go for a run, which is something that I do too. I love to run. Okay, so she's to relieve some stress and anxiety because she does have a very stressful life. She doesn't fucking work, but she's rich as shit, and her husband can provide her whatever she wants. She really has nothing to do all day except try to get pregnant, okay, and it's not going so well. So I feel bad for her in that sense, okay, because she's trying really hard. But come on, she's a rich white woman. I mean, living in Manhattan. Okay, like I said, she's set for life financially. She never has to work again a day in her life. She'll still be rich. Okay, she's got a husband who loves her to death. Okay, and he's rich too. So yeah, so it's not like she's got a horrible life. She just can't get pregnant. Well, she's fucking 38 years old. Okay, she spent her youth, her prime her years of her life. Okay, riding the cock carousel. Okay, and doing contraception. Obviously, I hope so. Okay, but not all the time because remember she did get crabs that one episode. Okay, but okay, she spent her young years where it would have been easier for her to have a kid just fucking around. And now that she's 38 years old, now she's getting serious about having a kid. All right, well, you know, you kind of missed your window. Okay, so the chances are not very good, and they're getting slimmer every day. This bothers her, so she goes for a run. She goes to Central Park. Some dog, while she's stretching, some dog comes up to her. It's a Cocker Spaniel. She meets the dog owner. She's got all these dogs with her. Her name's Trudy. and she doesn't like this particular cocker spaniel, the one that Charlotte's playing with, because she bought her to win dog shows, and she's got one leg shorter than the other, so she'll never win a dog show. So she's basically a waste of her time and a waste of her money. So she's constantly berating this little fucking poor little pooch. Okay, and finally, Charlotte has enough of it and tells her, hey, listen, just because, just because something this dog doesn't do everything the way you want it to doesn't mean you should give up on them, like, of course, she had her own shit going on when she said that. So it kind of pissed off the dog owner, Trudy. Okay. Also, meanwhile, Miranda and Steve, they decided they're going to look at a place in Brooklyn. They're going to considering moving out of Manhattan to go find a place, because they got the babies getting bigger. They both got pets. He's got a dog and she's got the cat, and they've had to sleep in the dining room basically. The baby's always crying. They need a bigger place. They can't keep living in that little apartment. Okay, so they decided they're going to look at some places. Okay, and the one that Steve is interested in is in Brooklyn. Miranda's like, I'm not fucking going to Brooklyn. I'm never moving to Brooklyn. I'm a Manhattan girl all the fucking way, and I'm never leaving Manhattan. Okay, there is no world outside of Manhattan for me. Okay. But she decided she's going to go take a look at this place anyway. But none of the cab drivers want to go to Brooklyn. Meanwhile, Carrie and her boyfriend, Alexander Petrovsky, he found a rodent in her apartment. This mouse went right through her apartment in the kitchen. He killed it with a frying pan that she never uses because she never cooks. Okay, so he cooked for her because she doesn't cook. Okay, he noticed she does not have an espresso machine, so they went shopping for an espresso machine. And by shopping, I mean that he was going to buy her one. Okay, she's not going to buy herself an espresso machine. Okay, she talks about Samantha. Samantha's got cancer, whatever, and he makes this offhand remark about, hey, I had a friend, and she had cancer as well, and she died. Well, Carrie doesn't want to hear that shit. She doesn't want to hear about Alex's friend dying from breast cancer, because that's getting her to think that maybe Samantha's going to die from breast cancer, and she doesn't want to go there. She gets mad at him, and she basically tells him to shut the fuck up about talking about your friend. I don't want to hear about your friend dying anymore from cancer, because my friend is not the same as your friend. My friend is going to beat this thing. Just because your friend didn't doesn't mean my friend will. He's like, yes, but she still might die. She's like, you fucking asshole, so she gets all pissed off and storms out of there, okay? And what does she do? She bitches to her girlfriends about it. Okay, so now we're all caught up. Now we're all caught up with what everyone's going, all right? So back to where we were. Samantha and Carrie, they decided to go wig shopping, to go shop for a wig, okay? Because like I said earlier, Samantha's hair is falling out. She's been going through chemo. Okay, and she's got this premiere to go to. Smith, he's starring this new Gus Van Sant movie, which fucking would never happen in real life. But yeah, she's been boosting his career a lot since she started dating him. She thinks that he's in love with her, and that's why he's so kind and sweet and caring. And and like when she fucked her ex-boyfriend Richard, practically in front of him. I mean, she went upstairs to do it, but he sat in the living room. I mean, in the waiting room, waiting for her to come back down, knowing that she's getting her back thrown out by her ex upstairs. He knew it the whole time, but he still waited for her to come out of the elevator so he could tell her he doesn't care and he still has feelings for her, and blah, 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 yeah, because that would happen in real life. Okay, but did I mention that this guy looks like a fucking Ken doll? Like he's like fucking super fucking good looking. Yeah, exactly. Okay, yeah, he would wait for a 45-year-old fucking worn out pussy Samantha Jones. Okay, yes, but I do believe that he would be with her though. He'd be with her because she's been doing exactly what guys I know like him, and I know lots of guys like Smith Jared, would do. Okay, sugar mama. She's helping his career. She got him a billboard in fucking Times Square of himself naked. Okay, she got him to MTV shows. Okay, she got him an audition to the Gus Van Sant movie, which he won the audition. So now he's going to be in a big major motion picture. Okay, he's the talk of the town. He went to some festival, most famous 30 under 30. The hottest 30 under 30 thing. He's one of them. Fucking basically every fucking preteen chick in fucking New York is fucking fingering herself looking at his picture. I mean, the receptionist at her oncologist has him as her screensaver. Okay, so yeah, so he's like the hottest thing today. I mean, next year it'll be somebody else, but right now he's like the hottest thing in the world. And of course, that's her boy toy / boyfriend, right? Yeah. Exactly, because that would happen in real life, right? Well, actually, it does happen in real life, okay? But it doesn't happen because the guy's in love with her, okay? Like this guy's acting, okay? It happens because she's boosting his career, okay? Yes, this shit happens in real life, okay? But she's boosting his career. She's the best thing that ever happened to his fucking acting, not to him, but to his acting career. You gotta remember, she's like 45, 46, and he's 28. So yeah. It's a big difference, okay? But the show expects you to think that he's really in love with her, and that's why he's so sweet and caring to her, because it's his heart. I can't be without you, Samantha. Don't you know that? Now you need to get me another fucking acting job. Yeah, you see what I mean? Yeah, exactly. Okay, but yeah, just go with it. Just go. We're gonna pretend that everything I just said now, that's not real. That's not realistic. That's not realistic, yeah. You know what the fuck you're talking about. It's true love. The only problem is Samantha needs to learn to accept it. Just accept it. All right, anyway, yeah, so yeah, okay. Hey, straight man's point of view, I'm telling you the fucking truth here, okay? I've known lots of guys like Smith Jarrett, okay? A lot of my friends were actors and models and shit, yeah. Okay, sugar mamas, they're there for a reason. It's not just women that do it to men, okay? Now, more women do it to men than men do it to women, but there are men that do it to women too, okay? I've known plenty of guys that have, all right? So anyway, yeah, Carrie and Samantha go wig shopping, okay? They're looking around, okay? And Samantha's like, I don't, Samantha's like, Samantha tells the guy that she wants a natural, not acrylic. Okay, and she tries on the Carol Brady. Okay, yeah, the mom, Florence Henderson, the mom from the Brady Bunch. She tries that on, and it looks ridiculous on Kim Cattrall with fucking with Carol Brady's hair. I thought it was funny. I was about to say something, and then all of a sudden, Carrie shows up, and she called it out. Like, yeah, you look like fucking the mom from the Brady Bunch. Carol Brady, yeah, she does. Okay, so now that ain't gonna work in 2004. Okay, the Carol Brady doesn't work. Okay, the wig is for the red carpet premiere. That's why she needs to have the wig. Okay, and she tries on the big fucking blonde bombshell, the Mamie Van Doren look. That Jane Mansfield had for a while. That just looks fucking ridiculous. It's like it's too poofy, too long, and too white. Okay, and so I call it the Mamie Van Doren look, and no, it doesn't please Samantha either. She says this is not acceptable. She's like, I don't think you understand, sir. I want to look like myself. And the guy's like, ma'am, these are wigs. Okay, they won't ever look exactly like you. That's not acceptable. Well, I can adjust the bangs. I've worked with many women that have cancer. And she's like, I don't have cancer. I have a premiere. And I don't want some second-rate hooker wig. This is bullshit. Carrie, we're going. And Carrie, of course, was trying on some shit herself. And she comes out looking like fucking Candy Montgomery. Okay? Yeah. You know who Candy Montgomery is? Yeah, look at that fucking Netflix show. But anyway, so they end up leaving, and she apologizes to the wig dresser guy. All right, and Samantha goes. Of course, she complains about it over dinner. She's like, I am so angry. I have to check my hair every time the wind blows. So it's just her and Carrie having a heart-to-heart, dinner date together. She's like, I don't want, or maybe it's lunch. She's like, I don't want to look like a sick person. And Carrie's like, you're not. It's over. You beat it. And what if it comes back, Carrie? I could die with really bad hair. Carrie's like, hey. You're not going anywhere, Samantha. She's like, Carrie, please. Let me talk about what I'm afraid of. Please. She's like, okay, I'm here for you. Now, that was a good scene. That was a really good scene. Samantha's like, maybe I'll just shave it all off, huh? Now, better not look like Kojak. Yeah. Now, this was a really good scene. I give props to both actresses. They did a really good job here, especially Kim Cattrall. She fucking nailed it. This wasn't a comedy scene. Okay, this wasn't you didn't hear the piano boom, 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 boom. You didn't hear that shit. Okay, and this was like drama, straight up fucking drama. She's scared of dying of cancer. Okay, and Carrie is scared of acknowledging that fact, that it's a possibility. All right, you already know how she blew up at her boyfriend for even considering it. So yeah, I think it was very well played. You got to see Samantha, like I said, she's always bitching, she's always bragging about herself, talking about how great she is, you know. But in this moment here, I think she was like she could see through her own bullshit and go like, I'm fucking scared, like I'm legitimately scared. Like she doesn't feel like she's all that anymore. Like she's getting hit with some more mortality. Okay, just like Big did when he had his heart surgery. Like he's starting to be like, oh my god, you know, like I've got fewer years ahead of me than I do behind me. And I think Samantha's starting to figure that out as well. You know, like what if I lose it all tomorrow? What if I could go at any moment? You know, what if I done with my life? You know, does this mean that I can't fucking just ride the cock carousel anymore? You know, well, you probably should have given that up a few years back. But that's her lifestyle. Those are her choices. Fine. She wants to make those choices. She's got to understand, okay, that, you know, when it comes to like an illness or something like that, you know, the only people around you are going to be your friends because you didn't have a family. You created no family. You've got no husband. You've got no kids. You know, you got no brothers and sisters that you're in contact with. You don't have no parents, no nothing. All you have are your girlfriends, okay? Okay, and right now they happen to live in New York, okay, but they're already like getting married, and they're going to go off and start their own families and go off and do their own things. Okay, you're not gonna be able to see them every day and go ride the cock carousel with them every fucking weekend like you were before. Okay, you're gonna end up alone. These are your choices. Your career came first, but now you got this health scare. Okay, and it's scary. Like, what have I done with my life? You know, I've got all I have are my friends, and my friends by me relying on my friends so much, it's stopping them from living their lives. You know, was Carrie ever gonna leave New York? Of course not, because that would mean leaving Samantha, and she's not gonna leave Samantha. You see, she cares more about her girlfriend. This show tells you that your girlfriends are more important than your partners in life. They're more important than your family. They're more important than your spouses or your boyfriends, your kids. You know, your friends come first. That's exactly the message that this show gives you every single episode. Okay, men come and go. Okay, but girlfriends are forever. You know, and that's just not true. It's a horrible message. Okay, everyone has their own lives. You know, we're friends, but eventually all of us grow up. We all meet people. We all move places. We get jobs far away. You know, we meet someone. We move with the family. You know, we do all these things. We don't always stay together all the time. If you do, you're lucky. Okay, but eventually this show is getting to where, hey, eventually everyone's gonna have to end up with somebody, because if these women ever ended up in a serious relationship and stayed in it, there'd be no show. Okay, if Carrie fucking met a guy after the first year of the show and settled down, the show would be over. There's no more Sex in the City. She's married now. What's next? Kids? Are they going to adopt? What's going to happen? There's no more Sex in the City. If any of these women ever settle down with a guy, there's no more Sex in the City. Okay, so you got to make sure they're always just going through guys. Okay, which is cool when you're young, when you're in your 20s and early 30s. But these women are in their come on, let's face it, they're in their 40s. Okay, they're in their 40s. If you do the math, Carrie is 40 years old, not 38 like they say here. Okay, she was 34 in the first season. This is the 6th season, and she's 38. That math does not fucking add up. Okay, and we already know that that Samantha's over 40. She's like 45. Okay, she said she was 45 a few episodes ago. She's probably like 48. Okay, so yeah, I mean, it's come down to that. All right, like the show's gonna have to shit or get off the pot. Okay, and. So I understand where they're going with this, but I do feel sorry for Samantha's character, and I think Kim Cattrall is a great actress. So to see the leader of this quartet, because Samantha's the leader of this group, to see her, shaken, her confidence shaken, is you don't see it too often, but to see it like this, it's like, and it's drama. It's not a funny thing. It's drama. I thought she did it pretty well. Like I could feel for Samantha. I can see the woman behind all that bullshit front that she puts up in front of everybody. All that fucking I'm Miss Queen of Sex Goddess, bullshit. I can see past that now. Here's just a woman who's scared. She's fucking scared. So I get it. We've all felt that way before. Okay. So she goes in the bathroom, Samantha, when she gets back to her place, and she takes out the clippers and she starts cutting her hair. She gives herself the Skrillex, which every fucking 23-year-old woman from fucking 6 to 8 years ago had the fucking same cut. The Skrillex, the shaved side. Yeah, the Skrillex. Okay, yeah, she starts doing that, and then all of a sudden fucking Smith walks in the door. He's like, hey, honey, what do you mean you're not coming to my premiere? She's like, I'm busy. And he goes up to the bathroom. He sees she's covering her hair, where she shaved it, and he sees the hair in the sink. Okay, and then she's like, okay. She puts her hair down. Like I said, she got the Skrillex going on. Okay, and she's like, I'm busy. She's like, okay, look, Smith, I'm shaving my head, and you can't handle it. You lost your heart on. Well, he did. I mean, he accidentally pulled some hair out of his hand when she was giving him a blowjob earlier in the episode. So he lost his heart on. It kind of turned him off. Sorry, but it turned him off. I understand. It turned me off too, And Smith's like, hey, shit happens. Let me be here for you. Who the fuck else is going to help my career? Okay, he didn't say that, but he meant it. I'm sure that's what he was thinking, And she's like, you're being sweet. But there's no way you can relate to what I'm going through. So what does he do? He picks up those clippers that she had, and he goes in front of the mirror and he starts shaving his own fucking hair. And Samantha's like, you can't do that! Your hair, that's like your thing. He's like, I'm busy. And when I'm done cue balling myself, you're next. And Sam's just like, okay, I don't buy it. This is a horrible scene here, okay? The other scene was so good, this one's horrible. And the reason for that is, first of all, just because a guy shaves his head doesn't mean he understands what it's like to go through fucking cancer, okay? So no, I don't buy that at all. Second of all, Samantha's reaction to him doing that, okay, the reason she's acting like that is because the creator of the show, what they want you to do, the women that are watching the show, they want you to react that way too. Like, oh my God, Smith's hair, okay? I don't buy it, okay? Smith isn't losing anything by cutting his hair. It'll grow back, okay? He doesn't have cancer. He's not sick like Samantha is. He might not die from cancer like Samantha might, okay? So there's not that sense of loss, okay? He's fucking cutting his hair. He's getting a fucking haircut. Big fucking deal. I mean, if he's going to fucking audition for a show where he's got to have long hair, they'll put a fucking wig on him. Big fucking deal. This isn't going to hurt his career at all. He can always put on a wig and have the same look that he had, okay? I mean, I think he's doing a fucking great job. I mean, I thought he was one of the fucking, I thought he was like the fourth member of Hanson, okay? Remember them? Bop, bop, ba, doo, up, diddy, dop. Yeah, I thought he was the fourth member of Hanson. Okay, that's what he looked like to me, okay? And now he's going to get the fucking short hair. Big fuck. Most men have short hair. What the fuck? It's no fucking big deal. There's no surf waves in fucking Manhattan, okay, dude? Okay, Bodie? There's no surf waves in Manhattan, right? So no. He looks like like one of the bank robbers from Point Break. The original one, the good one. Okay, so no. I just like, there's no correlation, okay? And Samantha's reaction to him cutting his hair, okay, she only acted that way because they want the audience to act that way. Okay, if Samantha acts that way, then the women watch the show are going to act that way too. And I don't buy it at all. It's just another form of manipulation. I know the entire show is manipulation, but this I can see right through it. I can see the fucking man behind the curtain. See exactly what they're trying to do, exactly the kind of emotional response they're trying to get out of you. And I just fucking don't buy it at all. Okay, him cutting his hair is not the same as her having cancer. Cutting her hair because she's got chemotherapy. It's not the two fucking completely different things. All right. So what she said was right. He does not understand what she's going through. All right. And cutting your hair is not going to get him there. All right. Meanwhile, Miranda and Steve, they go with Brady. They go looking at the building, at the house in Brooklyn. They're in Brooklyn now. And they're checking out the place. It's very big, very spacious, huge windows. It's a lot bigger than the place they're living in now. But, the light switches don't work, The fireplace looks like shit, I mean, the walls need to be repainted, that kind of thing, the typical fixer-upper stuff you got to do when you move into a new place, And so, but they're looking around it, okay? And there's, like I said, there's a lot more room. Okay, Steve's like, hey, no more sleeping in the dining room. We got a great fireplace going over there. We could get that thing going. We could invite some friends over here. It'd be nice. And Miranda's like, none of my friends are going to go anywhere near this place. They're never going to set foot in Brooklyn. Okay, and Steve's just like, Miranda, this isn't about you anymore. Brady's getting bigger, and we would have all this space now. Okay, you owe it to all of us and the pets to really look at this place. Okay, we're a family now. And Miranda's just like, oh my God, I'm married. Yeah, no shit. So Steve gives her privacy, and he goes outside. He takes the kid and he takes the dogs, and they go outside. And Miranda just walks around the room, walks around the living room, whatever, looking around, And she looks out the window, and she sees the "Welcome to Brooklyn" sign off the highway, And she looks down at the backyard. 'Cause, yeah, this place is a backyard, and she sees Steve there playing with Brady and playing with the dog in the backyard, and it looks like they're having fun. Because Steve's a very playful guy. He's a kid at heart, just like I am. And so she sees that, and then she sees the sign "Welcome to Brooklyn," and she realizes that what Steve said, what her husband said, was right. He stood up to her. Exactly, he stood up to her. So I'm giving props to Steve. Steve's acting like a man. He's acting like a husband. He's acting like the head of the fucking household. Okay, he's taking on the responsibilities of being the head of the household. And I know Miranda will never admit that, okay? But what he told her, but Steve also knows things that Miranda doesn't know. Yeah, go figure, right? You thought she knew everything. No, Steve knows some shit too. Now he's more practical, okay? But he's more in tune to nature. He's more in tune to what the surroundings, whereas Miranda's more intellectual, okay? And I think what he said makes absolute sense. It's not about you anymore. Miranda, you love being in the city. You love Manhattan. You love going out, riding the cock carousel, going out fucking drinking with your girlfriends and shit. Okay, you like doing that stuff, okay? But you are not that woman anymore. Okay, you are now a mother and you're my wife. Okay, we are a family. It's not about what you want to do anymore. It's about what's best for the family. And what's best for the family is that we live in a house together, okay, where we can raise our son, where we can take care of our pets, okay? And where we can have more room, where we can function better as a family, not just as Miranda being a single woman on her own, hanging out with her girlfriends every fucking night. You see what I mean? So he had to call her out on her bullshit, okay? And she realized, oh my God, yeah, I said vows, I took an oath, I'm fucking, I'm part of a family now. That's the number one, is the family comes first. Okay, it's not just what I want to do anymore. It's, what I do affects the other two people in my life. So yeah, we have to do everything together. Okay, which is a great fucking message. I wish we could get more of that today. I swear to God. Okay, in today's society, it's all about the fucking single mom. Okay, that's not the way it should. It was never meant to be that way. Okay, that's not the way it should be. It should never be that way. But anyway, so that's what we get here. Okay, so she realizes that she's married. Okay, so she decides to negotiate with the owner of the place. But more than likely, she's going to take it. Okay, so that's going on here. Charlotte receives a cocker spaniel. She knocks on her door. Someone knocks on the door. And there's a basket there with that cocker spaniel, the one that she was playing with. It's there. Someone gave it to her as a gift in a basket. And there's a card in there, and the card says, "You'll give her a better home than I could." Okay, and it's signed Trudy. That's the owner of all the dogs, okay? So now that cocker spaniel that played with her in the park while she was jogging is now officially her own. And of course, she's all happy to see this cocker spaniel again. And Harry sees, he's like, hey, and anything that can make you smile that way, sweetheart, you can keep it, absolutely. And she's like, what are we gonna name it? What are we gonna name it? And she's like, oh, I know, we'll name you Elizabeth Taylor, because she's a bitch. Good name, I like that name, good name. She's a bitch, absolutely. So they decided to name the dog, the cocker spaniel, Elizabeth Taylor Goldenblatt. Yeah, a Jewish cocker spaniel. Yeah. Okay. So that makes her happy. Okay. Okay. And me personally, if I was Harry, I would have wanted. I know it's a gift and it came so spontaneous, but I would have wanted Charlotte to ask me first if we should be having a dog in the house that's gonna shit everywhere. And piss everywhere first before we just decide to accept the dog. Okay, but that's a minor thing. Okay. So meanwhile, the mouse, Carrie's sleeping in her bed and a mouse gets in her hair. She's still got mice in her apartment. So she freaks out. She fucking runs to the bathroom, right? What does she do? She calls her boyfriend. Remember him, the asshole? In fact, he is such an asshole. He comes to her house, even though it's the middle of the night. He comes to her house and he sets up rat poison all over the crevices of her building. Yeah, he does. You know why he did that? Because he's an asshole. Remember, she called him an asshole? Yeah, assholes do that. Asshole boyfriends do that. They come to your fucking apartment, your rat-infested apartment in the middle of the night, and they set up rat poison everywhere, okay? They drop everything they're fucking doing to come fucking tend to you. That's what an asshole boyfriend does, right, Carrie? Okay, well, apparently your asshole boyfriend does that. Okay, and he buys you fucking expensive espresso machines, and he takes you fucking out to eat everywhere. Okay, yeah, get the fuck out of here. All right, so anyway, yeah. So he gets there, and he tells her, I did not think I would hear from you, considering the last way we saw each other, because she called him an asshole the last time they saw each other. She's like, well, I need to talk to you so I can say this without confusing you. And if I was Alex, I'd be like, and you need to say, you need to say thank you before I listen to a fucking word you have to say. No, that's not what happens in the scene, but that's what I would have said. Carrie's like, okay, Samantha's my friend. She's my family. My insides, okay? She will be fine because she has to be fine. That's how important she is to me. It's very hurtful for you to say that she might not be. And it's also unnecessary. Well, let me explain, okay? My friend, the one who died, and she's like, oh my God, you keep doing it. Wait, Carrie. When she died, I was surprised by the amount of pain that it caused me. And I didn't want you to be surprised like I was. Well, you could have just said that. We are different. Yes, we are. Your friend will be fine. And I'm sorry about Sophie. Okay, so the girls decide to go out drinking, just the 4 girls. They're all wearing black, and of course, Samantha's got the bandana over her head to cover her bald head. Okay, none of them want to visit Miranda in Brooklyn. Then Miranda starts talking about all these shitty apartments that she had in the past, and they all remember it. She's like, what's so special about Manhattan? It's not that special. Manhattan's not that special. And then Carrie's like, except that it is. And they're like, okay. So that happens. So they just have a girls' night out, and she's like, tonight we're not going anywhere. And that's how this episode ends. That's what Carrie says. Tonight, we're not going anywhere. All right. So that's the end of this review for this episode. Thank you very much for watching this long. I'll be back soon with episode 17. Until then, thank you very much, and I'll see you on the next one. Bye.